That race is a bit of a no-no for me.
Yep.
Race 5.
All right, race 6. Well, it's a blanket finish. I think it says a fair bit about the mares, and it was all about momentum. Clearly for mine, I don't know about you, but clearly for mine, Having Another Glass was the best horse in the race. But Barrier 1 was no spoil. Emily Finnegan riding Moonee Valley for the first time was no spoil, and she lost momentum when you needed to be getting it, and probably needed to be a bit more positive early. But it's easy to say because, as Potts was saying, when you, it's one thing to say good to get out, but into different lanes. But if you're third defence or fifth defence, you're relying on other things happening for you, aren't you?
Yeah, look, this is race 6 on the card. By now, everyone's twigged to what the track is, what's happening, and everyone's trying to ride to the pattern. And this is when strange things start to happen. If you watch the replay of this race, at the probably with 300 metres to go, Violent Snow couldn't keep up.
Yes.
Couldn't tack on.
Yeah.
But it happened to get onto the far enough off the rails.
Yeah.
At the right point, and all the horses in front of it fell over.
Yes.
So just move on, next race.
Candice, you and I had similar thoughts. We sort of liked it, but we sort of were worried it was going to be in nowhere land, and good Brad Willer and other things happened for it.
Yeah, good Brad and bad Froggy. Froggy got a terrible habit of missing the start on horses, and subject to change, should have been on pace and wasn't, and then because it missed the start was then in the mix of the field, and it was the horse that ended up in the position to hold Candice to the fence and couldn't hold that spot, which allowed Candice off, and then Candice was able to... there wasn't a lot between it and Chase the Horizon. I'm having a bit of trouble talking about this race.
Turning it.
Chase the Horizon would have been a very big result.
Well, Mine Payne was in the next race with Hersley. Barrier 15, I was expecting Craig to be midfield defence on the home turn looking for luck from Barrier 15, were you? Anyway, but anyway, he rode it for luck, didn't get it. But Gallic Chieftain was the best horse. But the tempo and the lack of questioning from the stewards.
Yeah,
Mick, in the Cox Plate 2 years ago on the firm track, when Winks won her first Cox Plate and broke the track record, at the 800 metre mark she was going 13.8 lengths above benchmark. She was 6 lengths off the cleaner. On Saturday, the leader was Cougar Express going 17.1 lengths above benchmark.
Wow.
So we are talking apples to apples. He would have been 4 lengths in front of Winks in the Cox Plate at 60-1. Apparently that was good tactics.
How about that horse's run?
That's what I'm saying.
That horse actually got beat just over a length.
Yeah. But that what that is...
It's quite extraordinary.
That's cause and effect of horses not being able to pick up their legs at all.
Yeah.
So you had like Rosa Virginia who's running 2 mile races. So nothing could pick its legs up. So that theory about fast pace suits the backmarkers, it's wrong for... And in that case, Gallic Chieftain and Hersley had no luck. They were clearly the best 2 horses in the race. But the other 2 plotters, Rosa Virginia and that Cougar Express, as you said, were just... They were the least rooted.
How did Overberg go in that race?
Overberg was completely...
Well, the betting said it was going to go.
Yeah, blew it.
And that is one stable you want to have a real good look at the betting.
If there's a dramatic improvement in a horse based on tactical speed, why don't we see it more often when horses... A jockey's reluctant to do that sit-up style as opposed to... And I always have the argument at the trots too. If you can run a mile in 152, why do you want to get away with running 157?
That's
right. Those that aren't in the race.
Most owners would, I reckon, most owners would rather flash home and come third and complain than lead and gas out and run second. It's this mindset of saying, well, let's ride it quiet, work home, and and
particularly from a staying perspective, if you've got stayer written all over you, why don't you make it a staying test? Others with fresh legs or quicker sprint. Why don't you test that?
Either Lloyd Williams and Gai Waterhouse don't know what they're doing, or they think Katie Mallion's a bloody good judge of on-speed stayers, and I reckon it's the latter. It's just amazing how few jockeys do it, and by extension, and in fairness to those jockeys, how many get a given licence.
Would you like to see that as a form analyst, both of you, to see more of that type of speed in a race, in the view that anything over a mile or 2,000
no way to hide in a
metres
fast race, mate. No, you can hide talent in a slow race, but you can't hide talent in a fast race.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting question. The different tempos sort of make the game... It's part of what makes the game interesting, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want pacemakers.
Yeah. No.
But I don't know why they don't try.
There are some interesting facts out of that race. First of all, the run of Cougar Express is extraordinary. It comes out of an extraordinary race. I do not know what to make of the race. I don't know if it's usable. It was the race won at Casterton by Woolsthorpe Store in unbelievable time. So I don't. It's just an intriguing feed race that's going to produce some. I mean, it almost could have produced a 50-1 winner there on Saturday. So I don't know what's going to happen with horses that come out of that Woolsthorpe's Thorpe race. The only other one that's done it so far is Gold Medals, which won a hurdle race off it. 2 weeks ago at Flemington, the Darren Weir A-team spread amongst Adelaide and Brisbane. They all were easy in the betting and didn't run very well. On Saturday, they were all well backed, and the majority of them ran well, except for New Graduate. So that's something for punters to keep in mind. And
this is how tired Cougar Express was. It was the 99th best last 800 of the day. It was the 90th best last 200 of the day. And ran fourth. So it couldn't lift its legs and nothing good behind it either. So.
Yeah, I'd say it's finished, but I'm saying
that's it.
The other horses out of that Woolsthorpe's Thorpe race, maybe not.
Maybe not. And we're both rolling over Ben's, aren't we? Getting outpopped in the last.
Yes.
Yes. In slow time, but it had the anchor drop and Katsuro didn't. It's not much good.
There were some people that asked about why we weren't interested in Katsuro.
Yeah.
And
I
just want to say, look, each run at Caulfield was attractive. It had good aspects to it.
Yep.
But when I looked at this race on Saturday at Moonee Valley, I thought the best case scenario for Katsuro was getting a duck and weave type run and just poking through at the end, which is what happened.
Yes.
So what happened was its best case scenario. So under those circumstances, it's hard for me to mark that type of horse. Really hard in the market. So I was prepared to take a bit of a set against it. It had the same form as a bunch of other runners in the race.
Yep.
Now, one of them almost won the race at very big odds. Liberty Song.
Yep.
It actually took the spot that I expected Run Gypsy Run to take. But, so you know, in the end, they're the sort of decisions you have to make. Whereas Benz could make things happen for himself in that race. If he had been feeling slightly better than he was on the day, he would have been firmer in the betting, and I think he would have won the race. He nearly won it anyway. So.
Well, Katsuro in the mid-race, we're talking about that was the slowest part of the track. Katsuro lost a length in the mid-race, right? Ben's lost 8 lengths. And it's got beaten the nose.
So why was that?
Well, part of it's Chelsea Hall on the leader just wanting it to go because it was going really quick.
Yep.
And the mid race being the slowest part of the track.
Yep.
So it had everything against it. The second, third horse. The winners had everything for it. Potts and I have opposed it. There's been that much in it. That's what makes the case fascinating.
That's racing. Well,
That's
we'll
racing.
be back in a sec with part 3.